We are live back onto the project 2005 Honda CBR600RR. So on the part one here, pretty much took off the clutch assembly and we can only rotate the engine so much. So kind of ruling out that it's the transmission at this point. I'm going to pull off the stator side and then after that, probably the clutch cover side. But I also wanted to check, I got all the spark plugs removed and I was able to look down the hole into cylinder number 4. I didn't really see anything going on there, but maybe I'll go ahead and check cylinders 3 and 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what we can see here. I kind of want to be able to see too. Let's see. Aha. Let's see if I can rotate the engine over. Oops. Cable's getting in the way there. So I'm looking down to number 3. And I really don't see anything going on there. That's the inside of the combustion chamber at the top of the piston. I mean, it looks pretty clean. I don't see any contact or any broken pieces of exhaust valve. Or if the timing came undone. It's always a possibility. Check cylinder number 2. No, same thing. Cylinder number 2 looks pretty clean. See the top of the piston. You can see the cutouts for the valves. You would see contact marks or pieces of valve in there. Not seeing anything. Let's go ahead and check number 1. No, same thing. Number 1, I don't see anything crazy going on. It's the top of the piston there. You can see the cutouts on that one too for the intake and exhaust valves. And I don't see any contact or pieces of piston or pieces of valve in there. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty clean. I mean, minus obviously the carbon that's on top of the cylinder head or cylinder dome, piston dome. Can't talk and record at the same time. All right. So, I don't know. Let's go ahead and, before I take off the valve cover, kind of want to check the stator side. Already got the clutch side taken apart. And definitely nothing I can see looking at the connecting rod on cylinder number 4. Don't see anything crazy. So now I'm thinking we'll go ahead and remove the stator cover. See what's going on. See if we can find anything interesting on this side. If not, the next step will be to go into the valve cover. I need a slightly thinner walled, using the 1/4-inch drive. Okay. 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 That's all the bolts. Where's my pry bar at? Okay, handy dandy pry bar. See if we can find a good pry point. No. Right here. Oh, dripping oil. Let's see if I can go. No. Sometimes I do this. No, not enough. Oh, it's just like a little too big. Point right there. Maybe I can tap it off. It's like stuck right there. Just don't want to put too much pressure. I can kind of finagle it off like this. Okay. Stator looks good. It doesn't look like it was making contact. I'll only grab a no, can't make that fit like that. Like this maybe. Huh, I don't see anything going on with the rotor. That all looks good. Sometimes you can even kind of peek through right here. Oop. See if there's anything going on with the #1 connecting rod. No, I mean the connecting rod's there. Looks like the bottom's there. I can't see that freeing up the engine, so I'm pretty sure it's still locked up regardless, even though I just took off the stator cover. Sometimes if the rotor came off for whatever reason, or if the stator, that might be binding it up, but pretty sure that is not the issue at this point. Let's see, where can we attach to? Okay, so that's making no difference, I'm sure. Nope, locks up right there. Locks up right there. Okay, valve cover. I'm gonna say the valve cover's got to come off. We need to see what's going on with that. The cams, see if maybe it skipped timing, and we got pistons going into valves. So it looks like 10 millimeter. Let's see, where can I attach this camera? Oh, that's kind of in the way. That really doesn't help. What up here? What's going on, Yep, too? How's my day going? Pretty good. Just trying to get dialed in on this Honda CBR here. Veronica Perkins, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Glad you guys can make it hang out with me while we try to figure out why this 05 CBR600RR is locked up. And so far, it is not the stator. It's definitely not the clutch. I don't believe it's the transmission. Cases look too intact for transmission to have come apart. I don't see no metal shavings in the oil. Oil was pretty clean. There's the original oil there. There'd probably be oil, there'd be shavings, metallic shavings. So I'm like, I asked the customer what was going on. He said bike was running fine, crashed it. After he crashed it, he got it to turn on, and it only ran for a couple minutes before basically not running again. So not really quite sure. Trying to, you assume the customer kind of knows what they're talking about for the most part, but anything's possible. Let's see if I can mount my camera over here. I don't think so. We'll see. About over here. Nope. Over. No, that's probably going to be aha, like that. Found a spot. Probably still won't be able to see too much of what I'm doing, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, look at that. Nice angle. Cool. I need a 10 millimeter socket. Short, 1/4 inch. Okay. Let's see, what is that right there? It's like you almost. Can I drop the radiator? Let's see. Might be easier at this point to just drop the radiator. So take our 10 millimeter. And the lower one's also on the right side. Let's see if that gives me enough room to kind of pull the radiator out of the way. Oh, it's like it's stripped out. What's going on here? There we go. All right, sweet. Radiator should be able to. Radiator has a little damage I noticed on the radiator cap where it goes into place. Let's see if we can get it off this. Usually not this hard, but pretty sure this radiator is kind of bent. What's it hanging up on? Doesn't look like the horn's in the way. Unless the hoses might be putting enough tension on it to where I can't push it down. Let's see. That's a soft hose right there. Necessarily don't want to drain the coolant out. There we go. Bam. There we go. Just gotta be a little rough with her sometimes. Don't use any lube. Move that out of the way. Okay. And I'm wondering if I'm going to have to remove the throttle bodies in order to get the valve cover off. It's a possibility. And there's one valve cover bolt right here. Boom. And let's see if I can get this one by hand. No, I think I have to crack that one loose. And then there's one right here on the right hand side of the valve cover. Okay. Looks like there's another bolt on the inside. Yeah, this bike is definitely needs a lot of work to get it put back together. I love this snap-on 1/4-inch drive ratchet. See if I can get that with my fingers. Got to work the left hand. Work the right hand a lot this weekend. Figure action game strong. Got to be when you're a mechanic. All right, cool. All right. So in theory, valve cover should kind of come off. I have to remove these throttle bodies. Fuck. Of course, they're going to be at a silly angle. They're all on the back side. Let's see. Yep. All right, looks like I have to loosen up the throttle bodies in order to get the valve cover off. Not an entirely big deal. Like many other Honda products, they make it just a little, sometimes I want to say completely unuser friendly, but you know, instead of having like a bolt accessible on the side that would loosen up, you know, two at a time, it's individuals like this. Oh, it's a good thing they're not seized. This one's already kind of loose. Hopefully they're not stripped out. Looks like somebody's already kind of had some tools in here. Definitely had these throttle bodies have been off the engine at some point. Yeah, this one right here is pretty loose already. Let's see this one right here. Oh, there's no way. How the heck do you get to that? Definitely not loosening that one up. How about this one? All right, they're all pretty loose. Move this sensor here. Throttle position sensor, it looks like. They pull on the fuel rail. Oh, fuckers are tight. Let's see here. A clusterfuck of wiring. Let's take off the lower boots. The longer Phillips screwdriver. Maybe feel like I'll have a little bit more luck fully loosening them. Yeah, that one's loose. And just put the throttle bodies back onto the manifold, intake manifold. The throttle bodies attached. You would tighten them. That would be probably the easier way to do it. Let's see. Is this in the way? Do I need to take that off? Parts everywhere. Yeah, looks like somebody's had the cam chain tensioner off at some point. Okay, let's see if I can loosen up this last clamp. All right, nice. Let's see if these freaking throttle bodies come off now. Oh, fuck. Could cheat. Just got to be careful when doing this procedure. Spray a bunch of oil on it. Yeah. We will give these ones a little bit of lube. Okay. See if that helps. And then take a mini breaker bar, or a mini pry bar. Oh, no, I can't. Maybe, can I use a medium? Let's see if I can do this. No, not do that way. Do I need a bigger one? Bigger pry bar? Usually sometimes a bigger pry bar is the answer. I just can't get the angle in there. See if I can do it this way. They feel loose. Why so tight though? Fuck. Who knows if they're going back in after I get them off. Usually when they're this difficult. Yeah, that's loose. Should all be pretty loose. Yeah, I can see them. Yeah, I can loosen them just up a little bit, but I can't see that making too much of a difference. That's about to come out. Huh. Well, it's an older bike. It's about 20 years old, so this is very common with dry boots. I wonder if I should put the valve cover bolts back in. I thought they were going to come out a little bit easier because use the valve cover as a kind of a pry point. Or can I use the cylinder head? Might be able to use the cylinder head, but maybe I'll go ahead and put 2 bolts into the valve cover so it can kind of use part of the valve cover as a pressure point. So I guess the better thing would have been is before removing the valve cover, especially on an older one, if the boots haven't been replaced in the original, probably want to try removing the throttle bodies before actually removing the valve cover. Okay, I got very nice. Got 2 bolts in. So now I can use the surface area of the valve cover ever so slightly to hopefully pry these. Oh, I'm going to break the valve cover doing it like that. Maybe this way. Damn, these things are freaking tight. Oh, wow. Somebody like super glue them in there? I mean, they come out pretty easily. Easily enough though, where you'd be able to kind of. And this side feels pretty loose. It's as loose as it's gonna get. Let's see, another good pry point. Maybe off that side of the cylinder head. That side has a sensor on it. See if I can try. No, doesn't really like that either. Valve cover doesn't like that. Fuck no. These things are fucking super stuck in there. All the intake valves are there. I wonder what the hell's keeping this motor locked up. Has to be underneath this valve cover here. Damn. Well, I wonder, can I get the valve cover off? I mean, I guess worst case, I might be able to sneak it out. I just have to maybe take off the radiator. Might be a little easier to take off the radiator versus taking off the throttle bodies at this point. Drain the coolant. Let's see. Valve cover Let's say just take off the throttle cables, maybe. Might be able to get away doing that. Trying to take the least path of resistance. So go ahead and remove the throttle cables. So that's a 8mm. Is this one missing? This one might be missing hardware, I'm not sure. Possibly not. Either that or it's cross-threaded. Oh, looks like it's coming. Damn, alright, kind of got the throttle cables out of the way. Anything going on with the cams? Oh, come on. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the throttle bodies are going to be in the way. At least this lever arm right here. Interesting. Take a peek. Cam lobes look okay. Doesn't really tell me much though. I have to look at valve timing. Okay. Let's see. Where's the mark at? That rib. So timing. CTI. So I have to look at the service manual to kind of know. See if I can see that one. Okay. That might be it right there. Yeah, that might actually be top dead center. Maybe on what? The lobes look like they're facing down, but up and away. So what? Maybe 1 and 3. Top dead center on cylinder number 1 in that position. I have to almost get the service manual, but I'm pretty sure if I put this back on. There's the timing mark and timing on the intake and the exhaust actually looks correct. Oh shoot. Huh. The plot thickens even more. I haven't taken a look at the exhaust valve. I don't know why the hell this thing is locked up. More thinking. Ugh. Something stuck in the rotating assembly? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Oh, I don't want to have to take apart. I mean, I'd like to determine the problem before taking this apart. Yes, sir. I am back. Probably need new rubber valve cover bolts too, right? Yeah, I mean, usually when you do a valve job, you want to replace, the rubber gaskets and the top of the valve cover rubbers. You can see them, spark plug holes, but like those things right there, you can kind of see them on the end of the valve cover here. Not that I can see, so I don't know if you guys can see the timing marks there. There's that line that's at the 6 o'clock position. If I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be lined up with the rib on the cover there, and you can see that's pretty dialed in, pretty parallel. And then if I look at the valve timing on the intake cam, fuck, it's kind of tight. But you can see let me see if I can zoom in on that. You can see the in there, and you see that little scribe, how it's parallel, that little mark underneath the in. If I can keep the camera steady here. You can see that on the in and exhaust. Pretty much the same thing. You can see the little line right there, exhaust. So it looks like the valve time is good, just kind of popping up the cover like that. I mean, that's what I would kind of suspect. I didn't see any damage on the pistons, so I'm kind of wondering what's keeping it from moving. Wonder if I should take off the oil pan and see if I can, because then I might be able to get an idea if there's something locked up underneath of it. That's going to require taking off the exhaust. Have to pull off the exhaust system. Yeah, it does look like it's in time, so plot just thickens a little bit more. And if you guys are paying attention, I stuck the inspection camera down the cylinder hole, spark plug holes. I didn't see anything going on there. When I got the throttles disconnected right now, but there's, you can't really see, but all the valves are intact. It's not like any of the valves fell into the, into the combustion chamber. So I guess the next step at this point, I mean, the last thing I could think without, I mean, we got the clutch cover off, the stator cover off, the valve cover off, and I don't see anything. I mean, unless there's something wedged underneath one of the cam lobes or something like that, and I'm not seeing it because I haven't pulled off the valve cover. That's a possibility. I mean, I should probably get this valve cover off just so I can make sure there's, nothing going on with the exhaust side from what I can see. But I mean, it looks kind of good. Okay, so maybe we'll go ahead and drain the coolant. Let's see. Can't even see anything at that angle. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Water pump is not on this side. Looks like water pump is on this side right here. And water pump uses a 10mm bolt. So let me get my impact. Pretty much disassembling this whole bike right here. 10mm. All right, there goes the coolant. All right, pull this radiator cap. There we go. Okay, coolant nice and drained. I don't see anything on the stator side. Kind of sucks. But let's go ahead and loosen up the clamps on the radiator. Still kind of stuck on there. And I got a spam call and it shut down the live stream. I am back. Looks like I'm back. Coolant drained. Kind of got the radiator a little bit more out of the way here. Making a mess all over the place. Should probably get some rags for that. It looks like I dropped everybody right now. Let's see. Valve cover come off the front side now. Let's see, got lines attached and stuff. It's like coolant hose is kind of in the way. Might have to remove that coolant hose, it looks like. That'd probably help out a bit. Oh, damn. Yeah, that hose is on there pretty good. Might have to pry it off a tad bit. Okay. See if that gives us some. Gotta take those off. No? That even make a difference? Take a look at the exhaust cams. I don't see anything going on here. Valve timing looks like it's correct. The lobes look like they need to be where they are. Can't see anything interfering. That's crazy. What else would cause this? Feel like I might have to take off. I wish these throttle bodies would come out. These throttle bodies would come out. I mean, the valve cover would probably come out a lot easier. Shoot. The pros and cons of working on newer bikes versus older bikes. Older bikes, typically the rubber's pretty poor condition, and this is just something that kind of happens. So let's see here. Locked, yeah, it's possible there's hydro lock. I mean, no, I don't. It's not at this point. I mean, I got the spark plugs out. It's when I'm rotating the engine over by hand, it's something's like keeping it from hitting or from rotating over. I mean, it almost doesn't make sense. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Vanessa. Appreciate it. Okay. I mean, it's not like the cam chain is kinked up or anything like that. I can see the cam chain looks like it's in the correct spot. Think. Supposed to be a professional mechanic. No, I don't see anything kind of going on there. That all looks pretty normal. It's kind of interesting that it stops in the same point too. Oh, fuck. I need to get this valve cover off. Let me try again. More oil. I'm just shy of like taking the clamps off completely. Kind of trying to help get the oil into the boots. Oh, fuck. Gonna have to go to we're gonna be doing legs tonight at the gym because arms are getting the arm workout in right now. Oh, fuck. Need like another good pry point. Gosh. And this is the exact reason I have if you guys following along for a while, I have that Ninja ZX10R that I have to check the valve timing on, and it was a bitch to get the throttle bodies off and back on. It's kind of a similar situation. Customer brought me some used boots that seem to be in similar condition. The new ones are discontinued, so it's just kind of one of those things. I think I used the heat gun last time too. I put a heat gun and warmed up all the boots for like 10-15 minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, that kind of helped assist in pulling the throttle bodies out of the rubber boots. Let me see if I can do this though. Trying to do every method possible. Let's see. I've got a bunch of tools out right now. Let's see where my little go. See if we can loosen this up now. Alright, as long as I don't drop that into the valve cover, should be good. See if removing this bracket, which holds the throttle cables, kind of helps out. Well, this is going to be fun putting back together. Okay, taking out the other screw on the throttle body, throttle cable bracket. All right, sweet. Okay, let's see if that makes any of a difference. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I do gotta take off the valve cover breathers. Yep. It's the fun thing about some of these sport bikes here is you absolutely have to take every little piece off in order to take off another part. I feel like I normally don't have to do this, but that's probably because when I've done it, of course, the throttle bodies that are out, that usually gives you enough room to pull the valve cover out. But let's see if removing at least one of these valve covers right here, vents, crankcase breathing vents. All right, boom, cover off. Ah, Jesus. Well, there she goes. So it looks like I had to just take one off, and you know, that's just how it is. Ugh. All right, cool. So now I can look at the valve train right now. I don't see anything jumping out at me. That looks pretty normal. Not making contact. Let me check down the cam chain well. Kind of can't see much. Let's see. Cams look good. What's that? A little bit of abnormal damage right there. Oh, that's kind of weird. But nothing that I can see that would. I don't think it's the cams. Actually, what's going on here? That looks kind of normal. Looking at the lifters right now to make sure they're not doing anything weird, like excessively popped out. These ones, looks like somebody's had tools inside of the, may have had the cylinder head off at some point. Interesting. Shoot, it's getting closer and closer to the engine's got to probably come apart. I can't see the valve, the cams causing it to lock up. Let's see what happens when I rotate it. Dropping shit. Boom, locks up. Boom, locks up. What the hell is it hitting? I can see, looks pretty good. Just stops. I mean, the transmission should have nothing to do with it unless the transmission came apart, but I don't see that. It almost seems like a piston's hitting a valve. I don't see, let's see all the lifters. Those look normal. I mean, I could take out the camshafts and then what? The engine's still locked up. Decisions. Is that normal? Let me see. That looks pretty normal. Oh, bike's falling apart. What kind of access? There's the gearbox, transmission. I don't see anything coming apart there. Let's see, What's it clunking on? Can I hear it? Like, it just stops. No. Valve should be closed. That piston's at, looks like top dead center in this, those valves are opening. What's going on here? Is the fucking timing off? That wouldn't make sense. Let me think. Shoot, I might need to get the service manual. I wonder if somebody put the cams in, but that doesn't even make sense though. I don't understand. If supposedly the bike was running, but I'm noticing here, what is that? Just notice on the intake valves right now, cylinder number 2, looks like the cam is opening and the piston is, almost at top dead center. Interesting. Maybe I should maybe I'm going to pull up the service manual really quick, go get a soda. Let me verify the valve timing. Just sometimes, I try to, on a good bike, like one that hasn't been messed with, usually you can pull out the valve cover and assume that the timing and everything, how it lines up is correct. It's very rare that a good bike will skip timing under normal conditions. But in this case, it looks like the bike's been really messed with, so I should probably refer to the service manual just to verify that my timing marks are correct and whatever get on the crankshaft here and over there. Let me see here. Yeah, that's the starter clutch is working. I mean, unless I don't see how that would have moved right there. But basically, this rotor here for the crankshaft pickup, I mean, if the marks were off on that one, but I'd be able to tell. It should tell me, cylinders 1 and 4, or 2 and 2 and 3, or 1 and 3, 2 and 4, vice versa. Top dead center. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take another soda break, and I shall be back. Is the cam chain loose? No, cam chain is it's nice and tight. It's in its guides. There's like no slop on it. You can see, or is it like right there? It's around the crankshaft sprocket. It's good. Can't see. Let's see. So it looks like on this model, that's interesting. Instead of using an actual counterweight, they're using a drive gear for the clutch basket. Interesting. Yeah, the engine was still locked up regardless of the transmission. If it was, looks like that's for the oil pump. That's that. Yeah. Still unsure. I mean, at this point, almost. I mean, valve timing could be off. I'm going to check the service manual, come back to it, and verify that. At this point, I'm thinking it has to be. I mean, if I pulled off the camshafts and the engine's still locked up, then I guess you could say I'm at a stopping point. There's probably something going on with the crankshaft. I have no idea. Wish I had a crystal ball, but whatever's going on is something not easily identifiable. It's kind of hard to say. So you can see the piston right there. See the wrist pin. Looks like, yeah, that's the wrist pin right there for cylinder number 1. So that's the piston. I mean, yeah, I don't see no holes in the cases. Yeah, I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. Chevy Wombat, I will enjoy my soda. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I will be back. Thanks for watching.